This video is brought to you by Rock and Rogue, a Boo Bunny Plague adventure. The bunny is back. It's been a while since we last took a look at the Easter eggs and references peppered throughout Overwatch, and since then, we've had new maps added along with new heroes and a whole host of cosmetics. So let's take a look at some of the newest, sometimes hidden, and always interesting Easter eggs the game has to offer.
Are you certain the target is on sight? Oh, he's here all right.
This is Winston, obviously.
There are countless movie and TV references in the game's dialogue, such as Junkrat humming the 1812 Overture after a multi-kill,
Dum 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 dum.
a reference to V for Vendetta, and of course, Guy Fawkes.
Remember the 5th of November, the gunpowder, treason, and plot. I know of no reason why the gunpowder treason should ever be forgot.
One of Diva's voice lines
Diva style.
is a reference to the Korean smash sensation
Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style.
when Sombra says,
Hack the planet.
she's quoting the 1995 Hackers starring Johnny Lee Miller and Angelina Jolie.
Fight the planet!
Reaper's line,
I'm not a psychopath. I'm a high-functioning psychopath.
is an obvious reference to BBC's Sherlock.
I'm not a psychopath, Anderson. I'm a high-functioning sociopath. Do your research.
One of Hanzo's voice lines is
I choose you, Spirit Dragon.
a clear reference to the Pokemon TV show and video games.
I choose you, Bulbasaur!
Bulbasaur.
Overwatch has even been getting its own Easter eggs in TV shows, such as this episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. when a character repeatedly quotes Junkrat.
Now stop me if you've heard this before.
Stop me if you've heard this one before.
This bomb's for you.
This bomb's for you!
I'm on fire. Well, a little more than usual.
I'm on fire! Well, more than usual.
There are also some slightly more subtle references to Tracer from the British biologist Simmons. Most of these are not noticeable at first,
Nailed it.
but were confirmed to be a little Easter egg by the episode's writer.
Coulson. Simmons. Just in time. Just in time.
On one of the latest maps, Oasis, there is a very overlooked Easter egg for World of Warcraft. Among the hundreds of books in the university stage of the map, there is a copy of The Green Hills of Stranglethorn by Hemet Nessingwary. This book's title is the name of an achievement in WoW for completing all of Hemet's quests in Stranglethorn. When loading into Oasis as Winston, he makes a subtle reference to the Portal series by Valve.
You wouldn't believe all the science that gets done here.
But there's no sense crying over every mistake. You just keep on trying till you run out of cake. And the science gets done and you make a need.
And while we're on the subject of Portal, Symmetra also gives us a little nod to the game's most popular meme.
The cake is not a lie.
Another one of the new maps is Eichenwald, and it contains a number of hidden gems. The final part of the map takes place in a throne room with the corpse of the leader of the Crusaders slouched on a throne. Now, if you're familiar with Diablo 3, this might seem familiar, as the throne complete with griffin head armrests bears a striking resemblance to that of the Skeleton King Leorix.
You dare to bring the warmth of life into my tomb?
Another Diablo reference can be seen in the Hunting Lodge, where amongst the deer antlers on the walls, you'll find the horns of Diablo.
War ends today. Imperious.
There's also a sneaky Dark Souls reference found in the castle. Hidden down one of the side paths is the sword embedded in the ground in the style of the Souls series bonfires. Reinhardt has a special voice line for this map as well,
This is no castle. It's a tomb.
which is a reference to Boromir, played by Sean Bean in The Fellowship of the Ring.
This is no mine. It's a tomb.
Route 66 is the previous home of McCree, so it's no surprise that every clock on the map is stopped at midday.
It's high noon.
Also, in the opening spawn for the Defenders is a sign that reads, "Propane and propane accessories," a quote from King of the Hill.
I provide the people of this community with propane and propane accessories.
My dad says butane's a bastard gas.
And while we're on the subject of Route 66, we should return to the drinks dispenser in the bar. In our last video, we pointed out the Zerg logo, but as hundreds of you mentioned in the comments, there is also a beverage called Dr. Boom, a reference to the WoW NPC and Hearthstone card. The statues on Ilios are actually based on real works of art. Nolakin's three goddess were carved in the 1700s, and while one is missing, we can clearly see the other two. Now, interestingly, these statues are on display only a few miles from Blizzard HQ, and are actually named after the Roman versions of the goddess rather than the Greek. One Easter egg we previously missed on Dorado is found on the food carts during the first stage of the map. The material covering them is decorated with what looks like the logo to the Kingdom Hearts games.
Don't worry! There will always be a door to the light.
Echo Point Antarctica is another new map, and it's packed with references to the 1982 film, The Thing. Among the scientists who died was McCready, the name of the character from the movie. You can also find a whiskey bottle and glass next to a computer playing chess, recreating a famous scene from the film.
Cheeky bitch.
And if there was any doubt that those might just be coincidences, take a look at this inaccessible room where you can see a giant ice block, just like the one the monster escaped from in the movie. The Winter Wonderland versions of Kings Row included a poster for the movie Love Actually, a reference to the romantic comedy Love Actually, which is actually an amazingly good movie if you go back and watch it.
Best shag you ever had?
Britney Spears.
Wow.
No, only kidding. She was rubbish.
There are also a lot of movie and TV references hidden in the hero skin selection, such as Junkrat's Scarecrow and Jester skins, which are clearly references to Batman villains.
He turns to me and he says,
"Why so serious?"
Tracer also has a pair of skins called Posh and Sporty, which are references to the phenomenon that was the Spice Girls. Another possible music-related skin is Soldier 76 Immortal skin. It bears a striking resemblance to Michael Jackson's outfit from the Thriller music video. Sombra's cyberspace skin seems to be a reference to Tron, and Reinhardt has a direct quote from the movie when he gets 5 upvotes on the end of game cards.
Ah, impressive, if I do say so myself.
Winston's Yeti skin from Christmas also comes with a special voice line that's a reference to Monsters, Inc.
Snow cone? They're lemon.
Snow cone?
No, don't worry. It's lemon.
Anna's voice line,
"Witness me,"
ties in with a couple of her skins as a Mad Max reference. And when she says,
"You know nothing,"
this is almost certainly a nod to Game of Thrones.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
A lot of the newly added sprays also contained hidden references. For example, Sombra's Deaf Mute spray is a reference to the hacker, the Laughing Man, in the anime Ghost in the Shell, and is based on his logo and the text surrounding it. One of Roadhog's sprays is a clear homage to the Angry Birds Piggies, and Sombra's Sky Code spray is a nod to one of the Dead Ends players went down during the ARG. A number of sprays also combine together in cool ways, such as Hanzo and Genji's Yin and Yang, and you can also create a similar combo with 2 Zenyadas as well. If you have a Reinhardt and Zarya on your team, they might be able to arm wrestle, and if it's Pharah along with Reinhardt, then they can go ice fishing. that's all the Easter eggs we have time for today, but with Blizzard continuing to add content, I'm sure we won't be too far from another episode. In case you've missed it, you can find even more Easter eggs in our other video over at overwatch.gamepedia.com, and let us know in the comments what your favorite Easter eggs and references are. If there are any ones that we have missed, tell us and they'll be sure to be put in the next upcoming video. As always, this is Dash for Cars saying thanks for watching and enjoy the game.
I'm on the phone, lady!
This video is brought to you by Rock and Rogue, a Boo Bunny Plague adventure. The bunny is back.
I like it. Holy dooly!